Guess who finally arrived? The brand new Poppy Playtime Squishmallows. And right here we have the full set of 4 from most likely the very first wave of these. We have Kissy, Missy, Huggy, Wuggy, Doey the Doughman, and of course CatNap. I got these sent over by Jazzwares and of course Squishmallows, so thank you guys so much for sending me these little cuties to go and review. I of course always wanted to get these, and just having them sent over to review is also very nice, but I'm still going to be giving of course my personal opinion on them. I'm not going to be any biased just because I got them to review. But if you guys do want to go and get yourself your own, I should have a link in the description or some type of other link available hopefully soon. And these should be popping up in stores like Target. And of course, I'm going to put a whole kind of list here of different names of stores that you could get these in. Of course, they should retail for around $10 each, which is a pretty good price for these little cuties. So far for the very first wave, of course, we have, 4 characters. And it's actually 1 character per chapter, as I kind of noticed. And of course, the first one we got here is Huggy Wuggy from chapter 1. And then of course, we got the second one being Kissy Missy, which of course made an appearance in chapter 1, but only as a poster. And of course, made her debut in chapter 2 when she helped us in that one puzzle room. And then, of course, in chapter 3, we got CatNap, and that's the reason why we got the CatNap one here right now. And, of course, my favorite of the 4, which I will explain, of course, why later on, Doey the Doughman, of course, making his appearance in chapter 4. So, of course, I'm going to be reviewing them from each chapter-based system. But, yes, this is the very first one, of course, of the Squishmallows being Huggy Wuggy. As you can see here, this is the tag. It says Jazzwares. It's saying a whole bunch of other stuff, having a little egg shape, of course, saying Poppy Playtime Huggy Wuggy Original Squishmallows for ages 3+, of course. You could go and actually open it up and you can see Huggy Wuggy, and this is More to Squish Original Squishmallows, but of course Mob Entertainment and Poppy Playtime. The tag's a little bit bent, but that's totally fine. And in the back, you guys can see the whole butt tag here, of course, Poppy Playtime, and you can see Jazzwares, and of course a sample not intended for resale because, this is a sample to review, so I'm going to have that little tiny tag there. What I want to say, guys, is, first of all, I love Squishmallows so much, and I know my sister does too. Some people do. They're just so soft, and it's just like, I don't know how to even describe it. Kind of like a stress ball, kind of. Like, they're just like, so soft. I just love them so much, Look at the little dude, little egg-shaped Huggy Wuggy. You can even see the plush has some type of fluffing on the belly, making it extremely soft. Like, you can even see it from here. There's so much fluff. And the whole entire plushie is always used embroidery. They don't use any type of printing at all, except for, Doey, which we're going to go and talk about why, of course. We can see the embroidery on the bow tie. It's just all shimmery and all shiny. Same thing with, of course, the mouth and the lips with the teeth and, of course, the eyes. The embroidery is just amazing. You can see the jump scare Huggy just, looking great. But of course, in my opinion, he's still a really, really, really good one. That's gonna be really it for Huggy Wuggy. Let's go and move on to my second favorite of them all, being Kissy Missy. Kissy Missy looks so cute and adorable. I just cannot even lie. Look at her face. And of course, using the exact same plush kind of body type as Huggy Wuggy, of course. You can kind of see that face. That's so funny. Just a little bit more softer, not as rigid and pointed up as Huggy Wuggy. Kissy Missy's all just calmer and softer, with her also having some belly fluff to be all soft and cuddly. Of course, having the tag just being exactly like Huggy Wuggy, but of course, it's saying Kissy Missy. And of course, just going and showing Kissy Missy on the inside. Of course, the plush still has the same butt tag as before, and the plush just looks so adorable. And out of all the Squishmallows here, I think this is my favorite. I mean, second favorite, of course. You can see the also same embroidery, just the smile. I would have loved if they made it an exclusive, smiling Huggy too, and also an exclusive jump scare Kissy. That would have been probably something really cool to see. But either way, this is still adorable, and I really do love it. But let's go and move on to the next one, being, of course, CatNap. I should also probably mention, if you're at this point of the video, please go and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and it helps me do videos like this where I could go and review new merch review or just give you news up-to-dates on news. So if you definitely do like Poppy Playtime and other mascot horror games, subscribing would really help me out. But, let's just go back to review. CatNap is definitely a very interesting one, of course, because, CatNap's, a smiling critter type plush. And this smiling critter type plush is, of course, more for the cartoon design instead of the actual, in-game plush design, which I'm totally fine with them, of course, doing that. You can see with the Squishmallows, it's CatNap, showing the image. When you open it up, you can see some artwork for CatNap. If you can actually, open up. Come on, open up. You can see, of course, the artwork for CatNap inside. Of course, the exact same butt tag. And you can see CatNap has a little tail. It would have been pretty cool, of course, if the tail was a little bit longer, since we do know that CatNap has a pretty long tail, but still, adding a tail is some really nice detail. As you can see, the necklace goes all around with the little moon charm here being all shiny and metallic, of course, with that type of embroidery. Same thing with, of course, the face. Everything just using embroidery, making it look so nice and high quality. With, of course, the ears here just being all cute, you know. It's just like little cat ears, you know. They could go like flip back and forth. And, of course, still using the same Squishmallow, you know, of course, plush type. Just making this plush so soft, just being, of course, a perfect plush. But as all out of, you know, all these here, I think CatNap is probably the, let's see. Out of all of them, I think CatNap might be my least favorite. I like CatNap a lot as a character, you know, but the Squishmallow plush compared to all the other ones that I love so much, definitely has to be my least favorite, sadly. Then, you know, I probably would say Huggy Wuggy, and then it'll be Kissy Missy, and then it'll be Doey the Doughman. So let's just go and, of course, talk about Doey the Doughman. So here we have Doey the Doughman, and out of all the Squishmallows, Doey is this, I said it so many times, my absolute favorite, because Doey, of course, in the game is made out of Play-Doh, and the Squishmallows feel so much like you're just playing with Play-Doh, and it feels all squishy and all moldy. I just absolutely love the embroidery and everything, of course, in the mouth here, and the eyes, and yes, the plush does use printing for the hands here, of course, with the orange hand, the red hand, and of course, the yellow hand, and if you go and turn around the plush, you can see printing going throughout the entire body, but it doesn't stop anything from this plush from being great. You can see how the plush looks all shiny and like kind of reflective, unlike the other plushies, because of the type of material they used to print on, making the plush, in my opinion, just stand out and shine, making the plush look so much better than all the other ones. You can even see, though, of course, the butt tag is the exact same one as before. And the tag here says Doey the Doughman. And, of course, when you go and open it up, little egg-shaped Doey, you can see Doey the Doughman just smiling there, of course, with his iconic hat, too. Just being soft and just, you know, just there. And it's, like, not just slowly embroidered on there. It's just actually, like, it's sewn in there very well. So you never have to fear this thing is falling off. But, yes, this is, of course, my favorite Squishmallow of them all, because it just fits Doey's vibe so much. We know he can shapeshift. We know he could become this little egg thing. We know he's soft and squishy and just adorable. And this Squishmallow literally describes everything. And I feel like the Squishmallow collab only happened just because of mainly Doey, because he just fits the vibe so much. So if you are watching this, Jazz Bears, you know, or the Squishmallow company, please go make a jumbo Doey the Doughman, because Doey deserves the best of the best. Don't you, little egg Doey? He says yes. But yes, this is definitely my favorite out of them all. But you guys can let me know in the comments below, out of all 4 of the Squishmallows, which one is your favorite? And do you guys have them yet? They should be popping up in stores, of course, soon, and already been popping out now. So you could definitely go and try to find them to go and get them for yourself as your collection, because I definitely love them. And I hope they make more Squishmallows of different characters, you know. There are just so many different characters and so many good potentials to do. But you guys can let me know in the comments below, if there was another character they could make, which one would you want? And which one do you think will fit the Squishmallow type the best? But anyways, don't forget to watch this video here to see a news video, and of course this video here to see other type of reviews.